Here is an EOA Live LeGrand story.
For local children, the summer vacation is over, and students attending the LeGrand School District have started yet another year of education. The LeGrand School District held an opening with the various staff of LeGrand School District to talk about some of their recent achievements as well as their goals for this year. George Mendoza, the superintendent of LeGrand School District, did a quick interview with us and talked about that meeting.
The 2019-2020 school year starting out, and today we had our school district rally, and it was an all-staff rally where we have around 315 employees come in, and we talk a little bit about the school year. We do different things to celebrate and recognize the things that were accomplished the last school year, and then we talk about the focus and priorities for this school year. Some of the things that we discussed right off the bat were getting welcomes and introductions from the union. So we had Dalton Sheets, who is the LeGrand Education Association president, come in and share a welcome back message and also some thoughts on teacher perspectives. We then had Ian Gregory come and talk about the classified staff perspective for the school year and any things that he would wants them to be aware of. We had Robin Maley, we had a school board member come and talk a little bit about their experience with school, but also love, care, and serve, and that message and what that message means to them. Try to give them some good words for to start out the school year. We had Officer Cody Bowen come and talk, and he shared a little bit about his perspective as a student and also his perspective as a student resource officer. We had Lieutenant Gary Bell from the LeGrand Police Department come and visit and share different ideas and different information and also thoughts on what love, care, serve means to him. We wound up talking about good things that took place in our school district last year, and we went kind of like case by case on a lot of different things and shared that. More programs and services for counselors, more supports for social emotional trauma-informed practices, just sharing a lot of the things taking place, and folks celebrating that. We went into a conversation on the Book of Joy because we have a focus on staff wellness. We also have a focus on student social emotional wellness as well. And I went into the fact that last school year for me was one of those years where as a public servant, you're giving a lot. And when you're giving all that you can give, sometimes you get tired and you're looking for something to kind of recharge your batteries. And I let staff know that I think they also have those perspectives, whether they're a classified staff member, a teacher, a secretary, a principal. We all go through times where we're helping others and we're tired at the end of it, and that we need to find activities that help us to recharge. And that reading that book, the Book of Wellness, which is a book based on interviews that took place with the Archbishop Desmond Tutu and the Dalai Lama, they wind up being interviewed on how they go about creating joy when most of their work is helping people that are suffering. And so I wound up sharing different concepts within that book, one of them being leaning into suffering and the importance of understanding that at any given time there's 7 billion people in this world that suffer, and that it's a natural condition of a human life, and that we all go through tough times in relationships, we all lose loved ones, we all have different times where we have jobs or we don't have jobs, we all have different things that happen in our day-to-day, and they all involve some level of suffering, but that's part of growth, and that's part of joy on the other side of suffering, and that it's a natural way of being, or it's a part of this world. And so talked a little bit about how you can, when you're suffering, if you help others that are also suffering, sometimes it lifts you out of your own suffering because you're attending to others being selfless, and that typically you can reach a higher state of self-awareness when you're doing those kinds of things and giving to others. And then the 7 pillars of joy and how they basically do these activities, how the Dalai Lama does different kinds of meditations, different kinds of practices to increase patience or to increase gratitude or to increase humbleness or humility, and I wound up sharing a gratitude activity with them that they can practice that helps them to think about things that they're grateful for each day of their life. We discussed was our strategic plan and the implementation of our strategic plan, and I shared that we had done 13 different focus group meetings, that we had collected 380 survey results, and that we had a strategic plan committee that worked with us throughout the school year last year to help us distill all of that information into values, into goals, into a mission statement and a vision statement, and that I wanted our staff to work in implementing that strategic plan and aligning themselves to those goals and to the mission. So I shared the mission statement, which is empower LeGrand's learners to learn, staff to thrive, and the community to prosper. And so how that mission statement was in line to the values that we have. Talked about our pillar goals. One of our pillar goals is that we want students ready to learn. How do you get them ready to learn? We have indicators within that. One of the indicators is that we have good attendance in reducing chronic absenteeism or increasing regular attendance. So kids that are chronically absent miss 10% of the school year, so at least 17 days, and that we need to have good programs and services to improve kids attending so that they're ready to learn. Talked about culture of care, social emotional learning, trauma-informed practices, making sure that we have that in place, because if kids and staff are emotionally ready to benefit from learning, they do a better job learning and also working. We want 95% or more of our students to be on track as freshmen. If you work with freshmen and you make sure that they earn 6 credits or more, you have interventions, you monitor, you support, and you get them to be on track by the end of their 9th grade year with 6 credits, the research basically says that they're going to graduate if they're on track. So that's a key indicator of making sure that they're on the right pathway. Another indicator that we have is English language arts and math, and that in grades 3 through 11, basically 3 through high school, that we exceed the state average in math and language arts. And the final one on academic achievement and growth was getting 98% of our students to graduate or complete high school, getting the cohort of 2020 to be supported to the point where 98% of those students complete high school or graduate. And that's a good pillar goal of achievement and growth, and all the activities that we can do to support that. Thank you, Eastern Oregon Alive, for doing this interview today. Be sure to like and check out their local content.